Hello and welcome to Vintage Journeys. My name is Dennis Aubrey, and together we're going to visit all the great wine regions of the world. We're going to talk to the winemakers, taste their wines, sample the food, and maybe experience a little bit of the culture that makes each of these regions so unique. So pack your bags, put on your walking shoes. It's time for our first Vintage Journey. So where do we start? Which great region is going to draw us first? Will it be Bordeaux or Burgundy, Napa or Sonoma, the Rhine, the Moselle, Piedmont or Tuscany? Maybe it could be Portugal or Spain or even Australia. Actually, it won't be any of these. Today, we're in Santa Barbara, California. We think of Santa Barbara as a beautiful city clustered on hills overlooking a sheltering harbor. We think of sun-baked beaches, the warm Pacific Ocean, Spanish architecture, and especially the beautiful Santa Barbara Mission. Why would a show that deals with the great wine regions of the world start out here in Santa Barbara? The reason is that this is an emerging great wine region. The others we talked about in France, Italy, Germany, California, they've defined their styles, they've achieved their greatness. Santa Barbara has greatness in its future, but for now, anything is possible. Experimentation is the norm, and the true character of its wines lies hidden in time. It's strange to talk about Santa Barbara as an emerging wine region when winemaking has been part of the culture since Spanish priests built the mission behind me in 1786. 200 years ago, where you now see these roses, once there were grapes. But today, just over these hills, lie thousands of acres of some of the most exciting vineyards in the world. I'm here in the vineyards with my great friend Antonio Gardella, who I've known for half my life. He's a winemaker here, and he's agreed to be our guide to the winemakers and the vineyards of Santa Barbara. So, Antonio, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Dennis.
Okay, where do we start?
First, let's take a little trip.
I just got here. Where are we going?
You'll find out.
Okay, it's a secret. Okay.
Trust me.
Great plane, Antonio. I don't even have a seat here.
Oh, it's good for your knees.
I'm flying on furniture pads. It's not good for anything. This better be worth it.
Get yourself comfortable.
Okay, let's go.
Look at the coastal valleys. They run east and west to the ocean.
What does that do?
That way the coastal fogs and breezes come inland. That keeps the nights nice and cold.
There's the vineyards, Antonio.
Santa Barbara has 9,500 acres of vineyards so far. I've got a surprise for you.
Aren't you a little close? Wow! It looks like a tapestry, Antonio.
Those are California poppies, and the purple flowers are lupin.
Can you get any closer? I hope I can walk when we land.
You'll be fine.
What's next, the Iron Maiden?
No, we're gonna go see Joe Carrari in his vineyards. A lot of the winemakers fight over getting his grapes.
He's a grower?
He grows some of the best grapes. He's been a grape grower for years. He grows Gewürztraminer, Riesling, Malbec, Merlot.
Nebbiolo, Cabernet Franc, Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc, and Pinot Grigio. Okay. And that's one of the nice things about the area we have here. We can mature all different varieties of grapes with optimum quality.
But you've grown grapes all over California.
Yes, I have. I was born under a grapevine and probably conceived under one. And this last harvest season was my 53rd harvest season of memory. I started out when I was 5 years old with my father, picking grapes by hand with the old hook knife, and I sliced my hand a good one the very first day, and that's why I remember it so vividly.
Looking down this road, just amazing to me.
to walk endlessly through a sea of vines.
It's a wonderful feeling, it really is. I don't feel alone out here in the vineyard with these vines. I don't talk to them because somebody's liable to think I'm goofy, which I probably am, but I don't feel alone when I'm out here in these vines. I feel I'm among friends,
Right.
and I try to treat them as such. I try to give them the best care. You can see that I try to keep my vineyard in good condition.
Absolutely.
And I give them the best care I know how to give them. And they are my friends. They support me. They keep me alive.
It's sort of a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, I keep them alive, they keep me alive. We help each other.
Right.
I don't think I'll ever stop planting vines. I hope not. I've planted over 6,000 acres so far in my lifetime. And I'm not sure there's a lot of people that can say that.
Well, you have a wonderful zest. It's really inspiring.
Well, it's the wine that gives you the zest.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what it
it's
is.
easy, you know.
This is beautiful here. You could live out
glorious.
here, couldn't you?
Oh, put my sleeping bag right over there, and you've got me. Oh, look at the vines. They're shooting up towards the sun. Just
This has got to be your favorite time of year. You've got the beautiful green fields. You've got the wildflowers. You've got vines in full leaf.
it's unbelievably beautiful. But the best time is harvest.
Why harvest?
Oh, it's when it all comes together. The grapes, the winemaker's patience, the sun, the soil, the climate.
Grapes aren't the only harvest in Santa Barbara. It makes sense that where you have great wine, you also have great food. Think of the meals that you can have in northern Italy, in the Provence, in Burgundy. We're going to test the theory here in Santa Barbara. And to test it, we're going to start out at the farmer's market. Antonio has introduced me to Stefan Turja, who's the chef at Ristorante Piatti here in Santa Barbara. Stefan's going to cook a meal for us tonight, and it's all going to be local. The meat, the fish, the vegetables, everything. So I think it's time to go join them and see what they're up to.
Can I see some of the sole, please? Yeah. Sole should be great. I was thinking maybe if we do a nice, rustic fish soup, get some shrimp in there, sole, some other fish. Those are great.
Look at that.
Why don't we get about four or five of those?
Beautiful. These are beautiful.
Yep, cabbages, very spanked. Organically grown really makes a difference in the way it tastes. That's parsley root.
This is parsley root?
You can chew on one of those if you want.
Yeah?
Concentrated parsley flavor.
Concentrated?
Yeah. Concentrated.
Yes. Yes. Don't need a breath mint with this. Let's go find the guys.
Tom has the best lettuce mix I've ever tried. Why don't you tell me what you actually put in there, Tom?
Our blend changes seasonally, but right now we're doing baby lettuces, arugula, mizuna, tatsoi, frisee, and radicchio, and baby red mustard.
Good snow peas. They're a new variety. They get big and they still have good flavor.
Yeah, sweet?
Yeah, try one.
Maybe we should get a couple of leeks too.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, this one's nice. This one's nice and tight. When they leaf out, a lot of dirt tends to get in, and this one's perfect. So, of course, she grows the best vegetables around. These have so much flavor. I mean, these were in the ground yesterday. This is the best you can get.
Thank you.
Got about
about 4 pounds there, Stefan.
Perfect, perfect.
Like a nice little bit of basil here?
Yeah,
Love
sure.
some basil.
Look at this.
Love the smell.
This stuff is the best. This is the best. Look at these. These are like lettuce leaves.
You guys seen Antonio stuff? No. No luck?
There's some wonderful pearl onions we've got today. They're on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. And as you see, I mean, this is the beauty of coming down to market. You make friends, and you know.
There's no better customer than a good chef.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much.
Found them. Hey guys. Got some stuff, huh?
We got some Ridgeback shrimp, and we're gonna do a bouillabaisse style fish soup. Got some fresh sole and some fresh tomatoes to go with that.
Oh, Provençal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who's gonna do what? You're gonna bring the food.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll bring the wine.
You bring the wine.
Yeah.
Okay, what wines you gonna bring? We're gonna just go around and look.
Sure, I know some great winemakers in Santa Barbara County that got the best wines there are.
All right. We're gonna get the wines. What else do we need?
If you can run out in the woods and get some mushrooms, would be perfect.
So what are we gonna be hunting?
Chanterelle mushrooms.
Yeah, I love to eat those things.
They're wonderful.
Oh, are we gonna find them anywhere around here?
We may not find them along the trails. They usually like to be under oak trees.
Yeah.
And somehow on a north or east facing slope. And they love poison oak, so there's lots of poison oak around.
That's why we look like this with the blue hands, right? Okay.
And they don't like grass, they like mulch, lots of leaves and organic matter under the tree.
How do you feel comfortable eating these mushrooms that you pick from the ground?
Well, I joined the Mycological Society, and I've studied them with some experts. They've taken me out on forays into the forest. I think that makes a big difference when you learn from someone who knows.
Yeah. What happens, I mean, everybody knows the stories about people dying and getting poisoned by mushrooms.
But you really have to go out with somebody who knows something.
Yeah.
You have to be cautious.
You know what you're doing, Antonio?
I
Is this it?
do. That's it.
Ooh. Now, this is poison oak, I can't touch that?
That's poison oak right there. You have to be careful.
Wow, what do I do?
Just come over here,
Yeah?
use a knife, cut off the mushroom from the basal plug.
Oh, look at this. You do not find chanterelles like this in the store. This is amazing. You see this?
What are you guys up to?
Who's this?
It's Luis. Hi, Luis.
Antonio. What are you up to?
Hey, it's great to see you here. Guess what we're doing?
Hey, Chanterelle.
Come on, join us.
All right. Where can we find up here?
Right here. I don't know. We're looking.
Hi, David. Good to see ya.
Wow. We had to walk in. Here it is, our chanterelle harvest.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing. What do you think we got here? A couple of pounds?
Oh, 4 or 5 pounds at least.
Stephen gonna like it?
You'll love it. Come behind the Firestone over here.
This is all Firestone here? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. We'll go up and see Alice and Patrick Will. Is he a winemaker?
Patrick Will?
Yeah.
No, Patrick Will's general sales manager for Firestone.
What really attracted me to the area was there was so much new going on here. And there were so many interesting winemakers and wineries that almost every wine that I tasted coming out of this area was extraordinary in some way. And Santa Barbara County really has a confluence of factors that makes it a unique, and I think a world-class, a great wine-growing region. And that is what I mentioned, the Western Maritime influences, the ocean. As you know, this morning the fog was rolling all the way up to this end of the valley, which is normal for this time of year. But it keeps the climate very cool. And then you have a wide variety within these 3 parallel valleys. You have an extraordinarily wide variety of soil types and microclimates. There are all kinds of nooks and crannies throughout the region. We're in one right here, sort of a little outpocketing of Foxen Canyon that gives us a slightly warmer microclimate than some of the other areas. Mm-hmm. You've got ones further west along Route 246 down up toward Lompoc that are among, the coldest regions you're likely to find.
How far do you think Santa Barbara can go as a wine region?
Well, I think Santa Barbara County will become listed along with the great individual wine regions of the world.
This next part's always fun, tasting from the barrel with a winemaker, in this case, Allison Green of Firestone.
Okay, this is the 1991 Merlot, just went into barrel last week, so it's just at the beginning of its evolution now. We'll find out. It has beautiful sort of cherry flavors this year. When you make a barrel, you combine with the fire, you combine the wood sugars and the wood starches to form a glaze, a caramel glaze on the inside of the barrel. And of course, you only get that once, and that does a lot for thickening and body and things like that with a wine. That's what it's doing.
Is that different again?
Yeah, see, now this has got more of the malolactic smell to it, more of the baby smell to it. This has got a little bit of that malolactic funky quality to it still.
Malolactic funky quality.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much as this barrel does, though.
I love talking to you, Allison. I mean, the wine vocabulary is completely different than with anybody else.
That's what they say.
The malolactic chunky quality, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich quality.
I know. One day I told the Hoffmans had this beautiful, beautiful Pinot Noir. I said, oh, this is going to be great. It smells just like buttermilk. And their Zinfandel was like, oh, I know this is yours. It smells like liver, cat food. You know, they're going. But, you know, you have to use the vocabulary that means something to you. I mean, if you just write whatever, if you just say whatever is in a normal description, sure, you may be able to write those terms, they may apply, but the next time you come back to that same wine, it could be the same as 50 other wines.
Mm-hmm. This is beautiful country. Look at the flowers.
Wonderful.
What are these?
Those are lupin.
Okay, what's the next winery after this?
Foxen.
Okay.
The Foxen boys. Bill Waltham and Dick Doré.
What I love about you guys is, you know, it's the two of you. There's nobody else. It's you two.
That's it. We're washing a barrel. I mean, not too many other wineries.
It seems that I'm doing
the owner's out washing barrel. Yeah, well, see, that's why we invited you here.
I see. Well, you have two guys. You have this great barn out in the middle of Foxen Canyon Road. I mean, why do you do this? We know how.
Well, that's why. That's why. We've got a great place.
Yeah.
It's a good place to work.
You still love doing this?
Oh, I love it. I mean, really, what better way of life could there be?
You too?
Oh, making wine from the ground, from the soil up is the ultimate.
And not only that, we're making wine that we want to drink. So it's always good. And then we just sell what we can't drink. Works out good.
Want to pull over here a moment?
Here?
Yeah, I want to show you something.
This is amazing. Is this edible?
It's 100% edible, delectably delicious.
What do you do? I mean, you cut.
Yeah.
How do you cut it?
You harvest it by cutting it along the base. Now, the basal plug is a little bit tough, but the rest of it, all the icicles that are hanging down are delicious.
That's why you brought this.
Uh-huh.
You brought an axe. How do you do it? Okay, do
I'll
it.
hold the basket for you.
Do I get to cut it?
Yeah, you get it.
All right, what do I do?
Just close to the edge as you can. It might be quite heavy. Maybe we can just...
Ooh, it's pulling away. Is this a mushroom?
It's a mushroom.
Do I cut it or can I pull it away?
If you can pull it away, that's fine.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like a tearing. Okay, I got a cut back there.
I'll hold it here for you.
Okay. Okay, you can take it. Okay, you can take it down. Oh man, look at this.
Oh, smell it.
Oh man, this is amazing. Can you see this? Look at this thing. Here, better take this before I kill somebody. Hericium?
Hericium.
Wow.
It tastes like lobster.
A lobster.
That's enough for an army. Stefan's going to be so pleased. There's Parker.
There's Parker, okay. Now Fess Parker owns this.
Yes.
And Mark Shannon's the winemaker.
Fess Parker used to play Daniel Boone and
Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett. Yeah, no, I watched that.
Baby.
This is it. That's it up there? We caught up with winemaker Mark Shannon in Fess Parker's vineyards. He's planting the world's largest vineyard of Viognier, the rare grape from the Rhone Valley in France. How did you choose Viognier?
Well, I was
want
sitting
to
in the
know
office
this.
one morning looking at Fess and Eli. And Fess is like 6'6", a great big guy, and Eli's even bigger than he is. I was thinking, you know, these are bigger than life guys. Fess has this frontiersman sort of legend, you know, this grinning down a bar kind of stuff. Thinking, you gotta make big wines for these guys.
Right.
You gotta be comfortable with what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you know, what is there that's white other than Chardonnay in our industry? And there's really nothing. No disrespect to people that try with Sauvignon Blanc. There's just nothing that's really sexy. And I was thinking, there's one other truly regal white grape, but it's extremely rare. That's Viognier. It's the rarest white grape in the world, and probably the most interesting, because you have this intense, peachy, apricot-y flavor, but you've got the Chardonnay style and structure in a white wine. And I came in one morning, we were having coffee, and I said, you could be the world's largest grower of the world's rarest white grape. And he said, how? I said, plant 20 acres of Viognier. He said, is that it? I said, well, it's a little bit harder than that. It's sort of tough to grow. He said, well, do you think we can do it? I said, I think so. He said, okay, let's do it.
That easy.
Dennis, that's what the Central Coast is. It's, you know, it's really the opportunity to do things that cannot be done elsewhere in California. There's more premium quality plantable vineyard land here than any place else in the state. And this is where the growth will come from.
Right.
This is the new frontier.
Even though we were running out of time, we had to stop by to see Jim Clendenin, the maverick winemaker at Au Bon Climat. The difficulty, the struggle that you had when you started, was that disheartening at times?
I had one bad day.
Yeah, really?
Only,
Just
yeah,
one?
one bad day.
Yeah, what was it?
We would have failed if I had more than one bad day.
Yeah.
It was the first wine that we were selling. It was 1982 pink wine, 80% Pinot Noir, 20% Chardonnay. Barrel fermented, put through malolactic, and made as seriously as a rosé can be made. Made as seriously as a Chardonnay could have been made at that time. And I was getting ready to go out on my first sales trip, and my ex-partner Adam Tolmack and the woman who's now my wife, Sarah Chamberlain, were standing in the kitchen. I was pouring the wine for them and saying, "What do you guys think?" And Adam goes, "Well, it's really not showing anything. It's really pretty dull." And Sarah goes, "I think it's a little bitter. Don't you think it's a little bitter?" And I'm standing there, and I finally said, "How in God's name do you think I'm going to sell this to strangers who have no reason to like it when my partner and my spouse hate it?" And they're kind of going, "Oh, don't take it so personally."
Right, that's right. We're just going out and have a good time.
Yeah.
Right,
How else am I going to take
right.
it? So I went out on the road, and that first run through, I actually got Phil Reich down at Michael's in Santa Monica to buy the wine, pour it by the glass the first summer that it came out, and it was a really great coup for me. I think that launched the business, because after that, it was who's bought your wine?
Right.
And I could say Michael's, the most progressive wine buying company in Los Angeles. And before that, I'd go around, who's bought your wine? I was hoping it would be you, because if you don't, where am I going to start?
You're now known as a nationally and even internationally known winemaker. You've got a very strong reputation, and you're in Santa Barbara. Why are you in Santa Barbara?
It happened to work out nicely. When I worked at a company trying to grow too fast, I was also convinced that the quality of the fruit that was grown here was undeniably the best in California. And that was a feeling that I believed then and I believe now. And I believe it's still not well explored. In the time that I've been doing this, there's been virtually no change in clonal selection, no change in vineyard density, no change in picking planting locations. And Santa Barbara's still ahead of the game.
They better get here pretty quick.
It's getting late. Stefan's going to be mad.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be mad.
We gotta get coming back.
We said 5 o'clock.
We can make it.
Yeah, but we have to see Rick Longoria first. What's this going to be, the Cab Franc or the Merlot?
This is the Cabernet Franc. Yeah, this is 1991.
How is it?
It's great.
Taste it. So you blend this with a Merlot?
Well, it's got to be 75% Merlot, so I'll probably take it to that maximum 25% Cabernet Franc.
Yeah. What does it do? What does the Cab Franc do?
Well, Cabernet Franc has that sort of raspberry, character in the nose, and that Merlot doesn't have. Merlot is a little bit more I don't know how to describe it, strawberries or cherries perhaps. But this has a unique quality in the nose, and I think it really makes a more complex wine.
Do you wait until after you've tasted the wines to decide how you're going to blend it?
Yeah, I wait for the wines. The wines are all kept separate for about a year, and just to see how they develop on their own. And then after about a year's time, I start playing around with blends and then kind of decide what makes the best wine. So we take what I think is the best Merlot lot, and then we start playing around by adding different percentages of different Cabernet Franc lots until we find what appears to be the best wine.
You put it into some kind of machine, or?
No, right here.
Yeah, that's the best
This
one.
is the machine.
You know, we could do this all day, but Stefan's probably right now throwing a fit.
Uh-oh.
So,
what is it going to be? Wine on the barrel, or I can bring a bottle of the 90?
I would like a blend.
A blend?
I would like you to do a blend.
Well, you guys are...
We're killers. I know.
Killers.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll take off. You blend the wine, and you bring it in. You can bring it with your label on it, too.
Okay, we'll
All
slap
right?
a label on it.
Okay.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Done.
Wonderful.
Like these?
Okay, we have wine, we have mushrooms. Do we have winemakers?
Rick Longoria and Allison Green.
I promised Stefan winemakers. Stefan!
Finally.
We're here, Stefan. Sorry.
I thought you guys were going to pick mushrooms. What's this?
This is a mushroom.
It's Harry Sam.
Yeah, it's hairy, all right. So what do I do with this?
You can saute it. All the icicles are edible.
Okay, well, maybe I'll fix something up with this. And you got chanterelles,
Chanterelles.
too.
Got chanterelles.
Perfect.
Beautiful chanterelles.
Perfect.
Okay. Did we ruin your meal?
No, everything is fine.
We're okay? We got the wines.
You got the wines?
We got
Well?
tons of wines.
I got the lamb, so
Look at this.
Yeah, look good.
Oh, the rosemary spice. Okay.
How much time do we need?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
And I'll serve dinner.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, see you in 20 minutes.
What am I going to do with this thing? Well, we'll see.
To Stefan. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Enjoy our dinner.
I'd like to thank you, each and every one of you, again, for being our hosts, and to Antonio, for being our guide. We're all voyagers in this world. It's the reason that we travel, whether it's on a long trip to Europe or just a weekend's walk in the woods. It refreshes us, it renews us both physically and spiritually. It's a wondrous world that we live in, but we sometimes forget that in the tedium or the frenzy of our daily lives. Vintage Journeys will take us to all those wondrous regions where wine and food are harvested together as the bounty of this good earth. We'll rediscover the joy in the world, the people, the treasures that it holds. We'll rediscover the simple pleasures of a glass of well-made wine or a well-cooked meal served here at home to friends and loved ones. It's been a pleasure having you with us. And until next time, I'm Dennis Aubrey, and I hope to see you again.